Hi, Dr. Rick Upchurch here, end of week 2. I want to read you this excerpt. I think you'll enjoy that. The skin horse had lived longer in the nursery than any of the others. He was so old that his brown coat was bald in patches and showed the seams underneath, and most of the hairs in his tail had been pulled out to string bead necklaces. He was wise, for he had seen a long succession of mechanical toys arrive to boast and swagger, and by break their mainsprings and pass away. He knew that they were only toys and would never turn into anything else. For nursery magic is very strange and wonderful, and only those playthings that are old and wise and experienced, like the skin horse, understand all about it. "What is real?" asked the Velveteen Rabbit one day when they were lying side by side near the nursery fender before Nana came to tidy the room. "Does it mean having things that buzz inside you and a stick-out handle?" "Real isn't how you are made," said the skin horse. "It's a thing that happens to you. When a child really loves you for a long, long time, not just to play with, but really loves you, then you become real." "Does it hurt?" asked the rabbit. "Sometimes," said the skin horse, for he was always truthful. "When you are real, you don't mind being hurt." "Does it happen all at once, like being wound up?" he asked, "or bit by bit?" "It doesn't happen all at once," said the skin horse. "You become. It takes a long time. That's why it doesn't often happen to people who break easily, or who have sharp edges, or have to be carefully kept. Generally, by the time you are real, most of your hair has been loved off, and your eyes drop out, and you get loose in the joints and very shabby. But these things don't matter at all, because once you're real, you can't be ugly, except to people who don't understand." This story from the Velveteen Rabbit kind of underscores a lot of what we're talking about in this second week when we look at being made in the image of God, which might have seemed to be periphery to the discussion of covenants, but is really foundational. You can't be in a covenant with God unless you understand what it means to be in His image. Just like the Velveteen Rabbit was learning what it means to be real, we see the skin horse telling him to be real means to be really loved. Well, we have been really loved by God. But there is also a sense in this realness where we love in return, where we are made real by showing the love that we have received to others in relationship. And that's a crucial distinction. It is not a one-way street, but it circles back to God through our behavior and actions to others. And this creates the possibility of humanness and covenant. I was coming over the hill today on my way to work. I live here in South Dakota. And as I was coming over the hill, I saw coming down out of the sky on the hill in front of me a beautiful rainbow. And it reminded me of the Noah covenant that we talked about this week. And this covenant is unique of all the covenants because it addresses green issues, if you will, the issues that have to do with being stewards of God's earth. And because we are dealing with covenants that build on each other, this aspect of this particular covenant has not gone away. We have a responsibility to be stewards. A lot of times Christians tend to pass off their responsibilities towards green-related issues, but certainly it's a part of who we are as stewards of the earth that God has given us. So that's an interesting part, and certainly we have the foundation here. And now we move into this last week where we talk, or this next week rather, week 3, where we talk about the covenant that was set up with Abraham. This is a truly significant and foundational piece as well. This begins the direction that points us very clearly towards the new covenant. And understanding the ramifications and how this covenant is built and who it is built with are going to be instrumental in the process. I'm looking forward to talking with you. I've enjoyed your posts this week so much better. Everybody really invested themselves, and I'm looking forward to see where we're going as we move forward from here. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you in class.